Let's take you through the starting grid for the Senior Rotax Pre-Final. 28 drivers set to go into battle over the next 10 minutes. Past 2 additional laps, it was next to nothing. 17 thousandths decided pole position this morning, but it was Mika van der Parvet that took pole ahead of Jaden Teen, the current points leader. Julian Klausman joined by Tommy van der Stroys on row number 2. Mitch Haynett and Kaz Boshouse complete row number 3. Row 4, Devian Rost and Krip Knoren ahead of Benjamin Van Hees and Wood Kirstens, who ran at the top 10. Flynn Fitzers will be joined by Evert Dodderstein on row 6 ahead of Felipe Falk and Dylan Hummel. Luca Prima, Wesley Eckhart, Stijn van Vliet, Jay Zurveld, Bram Plomp and Colombia's Martin Herrera round out the top 20. Ralph van der Parvet will start all the way down in 21st ahead of Sven Slagmoller. Max Koster, Enzo van den Dickenberg. Then we got Dominic Scheppers, Gwen Bloxhill, Marth Snell and Stan Hoos rounding out the 28-strong grid. So wind has picked up towards the east and it's 9 kilometres an hour. Red lights are ignited on the starting gantry. And well, Hannah Zuberfeld, I know who you're cheering on, buddy. Your good mate Tommy van der Stroys, who just the other week has put himself in a potential contention for a French F4 seat for 2025. Having gone through multiple stages, he's made the final for that, but he's also still very good on a Senior Rotax. Let's go racing here in the Senior Rotax Pre-Final. Lights are on, lights are out, let's go racing. And a good start from Van der Parvet as Teen keeps it pinned round the outside through at the opening corner, but he's going to lose out. Possibly as Julian Klausman looks up the inside, but a big incident for karts. Oh, pile up at turn 2. Ava Dodderstein involved. 3-1-3 involved, I think, or maybe 3-2-3, possibly Wesley Eckhart. It was right in the middle of the pack, and everyone's trying to get their karts back together and back onto the circuit. Oh, that was a hefty incident, and let's see, I think the final kart might be moving, possibly not. Oh, I think that's disaster for Ava Dodderstein. Started 12th and looks to be out. She's walking away, but the main thing is she's unharmed. So, Ava Dodderstein, who else was involved? Martin Herrera, Gwen Bloxhill, caught out at the tail end of that chain reaction. But in the meantime, Mika van der Parvet leads the way. Julian Klausman in second. Jaden Teen, Mitch Haynett, Devian Ross, Tommy van der Stroys. That is your top 6. We've then got Benjamin Van Hees, Krit Knoren, Flynn Fitters and Wood Kirstens. They round out the top 10. So Evert Dodderstein is not taking any further part in the race. It also might be the case that Dominic Scheppers is also possibly out. I'm just keeping an eye on the live timing. Yes, Ava Dodderstein, Dominic Scheppers out on the opening lap at turn number 2. But Van der Parvet is... Right, okay, let's go down the list, shall we, folks? Top 8 drivers in contention for a Grand Finals ticket. Teen, Van der Stroys, Mika van der Parvet, Julian Klausman, Jort van Wyk. Now, where is Jort van Wyk at the moment? Can't see him on the list here this weekend. Benjamin Van Hees, currently 7th, behind Van der Stroys. Wood Kirstens 9th, Kaz Boshouse 11th. So those are the drivers that are in contention. So Jort van Wyk will effectively be eliminated from the ticket hunt, taking us down to 7 drivers. But that can also change after the points have been confirmed and ratified. As squeezing his way through on the 363, that was Felipe Falcon, the 378. And Tereshinho Wustro giving support to Felipe Falk. I hopefully got your name right. Not exactly, well, I don't understand Brazilian Portuguese unless I run it through a translation software, but it's sure got Felipe Falk some support. Of course, also another driver who runs under a Dutch licence, but is proud of his Brazilian heritage as well. Just like Mateus Kleber in Micromax. But with 6 minutes and 50 seconds, plus those 2 additional laps to go, Mika van der Pavert is still leading. Julian Klausman is closing in. There's a little bit of a further gap of about half a second. Back to Jaden Teen. First time I saw Jaden Teen compete at the Grand Finals was in 2019. And when was that? Where was that? Sardo. Jaden has been on the podium a couple of times. I think most recently Bahrain as a junior, but he is now very much one of the elite senior Rotax drivers around continental Europe that has competed at a very, very high level. And is also in competition for the B&L Karting Series Senior Rotax crown that has been won by a few other drivers. I mentioned Max Swiderski has won it as a Mini-Max driver. Mike Van Voost, you might remember, now a man who works behind the scenes on the data for Dams Racing. Also, Kai Phillips being another name mentioned in terms of the Chrono Karting Dutch Championship as well. He's won B&L Karting Series titles in his own right. The only driver to win 3 titles from 3 different classes, Mini, Junior and Senior. However, Mika van der Pavert, who has Sonic the Hedgehog on the side of his race helmet, that gives him a little bit of a... All he needs now is the red boots to go with it. I'm sure Stan Pex, you can hook that up for him at one point. So van der Pavert still leading the way. Teen still ahead of Devian Rost, who also has moved from CRG to Falcon for this season. Move from Van der Stroys. That's a nice move on Mitch Haynert. Through at turn number 4, the 354 got through on the 310, nice and clean, using the dip and using that curbing to accentuate that move up the inside, did Van der Stroys. So, under halfway to go, still in this race. Ralph van der Pavert now up to 18th, past Bram Plomp. So, Benjamin Van Hees closing in on Mitch Haynert. Julian Klausman still keeping within 3/10 of race leader Mika van der Pavert. So, fastest lap of the race, a minute. Oh, someone has just lost an exhaust. Someone has just lost an exhaust. Okay, and we've also got a penalty coming the way of the 358, which is Luca Brima. 3-second penalty for unsportsmanlike conduct. 357 is off the circuit. Siem Van Vliet. Oh, started 17th, was up to 12th. That could be Van Vliet's exhaust that might have gone off. Or hang on a second, no it's not. 378 has just got a mechanical black flag. 378 Felipe Falk is now going to have to park the TB kart in the pit lane. A real shame for Felipe Falk. Oh, there's another 3-second penalty coming. This time, 363. Kaz Boshouse, one of the drivers in contention for a ticket, has just been given a 3-second time penalty. Boshouse currently running in 12th. So Sim Van Vliet and Felipe Falk out of the race. So 3-second penalties for unsportsmanlike conduct. I'm sure that Kaz Boshouse will be like saying, well, how on earth did that happen? Well, the thing is that race control will make an instant decision, as diving up the inside of Jaden Teen was Devian Rost. Oh, and they've made contact through turn number 5. Why did that need to happen? I mean, really, and now Jaden Teen has possibly got damage on the left front of that kart. Devian Rost went up the inside of him, and then Jaden Teen retaliated, and then they both came into contact with each other. And Devian Rost has profited on that one. Jaden Teen has tumbled, and his top 3 streak all the way through the season is at significant risk because he's now 10th. He does have a significant lead of 57 points, including the 2 drop scores taken into consideration. Maybe this one is one that he will take into consideration as a dropped score. Now, the big thing is, if Jaden Teen, that'll be 43 points, and that will be an instant drop score. So that will put him drop scores total of 73 points, which might actually work in his favour a little bit. But I wonder how race control will see that incident. I don't really know how to play it on that one, but it was something I wasn't quite expecting. But 1.5 minutes to go, plus 2 additional laps remaining on the timer. We still have Mika van der Pavert leading the way. He's about 3 3/4 tenths ahead of Julian Klausman. There is Wout Kirstens battling away with Flynn Fitters. That's for 8th place. Jaden Teen is dropping back. He's about 8 tenths away from that battle down in 10th. A big thank you to Michael from Timing, who's actually updating me with all the relevant scores on the doors for the ticket hunt. Sounds like an Easter egg hunt, only we're not in April. Excuse me. However, we have got just under 1 minute to go, and the pace once again in this one has been absolutely relentless. Flynn Fitters diving left, diving right, every which way but loose over the back bumper of Wout Kirstens to try and get through for 8th place. Mika van der Pavert now has the fastest lap of the race so far, 43.664 seconds, and going on to the second from last lap. Might find that Julian Klausman is going to try and close that gap. It's now 4 tenths of a second, and there's been further drama of the off the chicane. I'm wondering who that was. That could have been the 337 I might have just spotted, which would have been Bram Plomp running 15th. But I'll wait to see what the timing says when it adjusts accordingly. It's Dylan Hummel. Dylan Hummel in the 397 was the driver off the circuit. But timer has expired. Next time around, 2 to go. So van der Pavert has just over 2 kilometres still to go, and leads by nearly half a second over Julian Klausman. Devin Rost in 3rd, Tommy van der Stroy's 4th, Mitch Haynert, Benjamin Van Hees, Grit Knorden, Wout Kirstens, Flynn Fitters and Jaden Teen round out the top 10. Teen has an opportunity now to get up into at least 9th, if not 8th. But obviously maybe driving with a damaged car, especially on the left front after the contact. So might just get it home and then have to fight back in the final. And considering the fact that Jaden Teen had 7 race victories so far this year, last lap is underway, and Mika van der Pavert is really putting himself into contention here for that possible second ticket. Julian Klausman in 2nd, Devin Ross, Tommy van der Stroy, Mitch Haynert still round out the top 5 places. But Mika van der Pavert hasn't really put a foot wrong from pole position, and has also picked up the fastest lap in the pre-final through into the stadium section for the final time. It's going to be a win in the pre-final for SP Motorsport as Mika van der Pavert fires it out of the final corner and wins the pre-final. 2nd, Julian Klausman. 3rd, Devin Ross. Tommy van der Stroy and Mitch Haynert round out the top 5. Benjamin Van Hees, Grit Knorden, Wout Kirstens, Flynn Fitters and Jaden Teen round out the top 10. There you see, picture in picture, your race winner number 386. Luca Prima, Kaz Boshaus, Jay Surfield, Ralph van der Pavert, well done buddy, up 7 places from 21st on the grid to finish 14th. Bram Plomp rounds out the top 15 ahead of Sven Slagmøller. Good run by Enzo Dickenberg, up 7 places from 24th, finishes 17th ahead of Max Costa, Wesley Eckert and Stan Hoos, who rounds out the top 20. Dylan Hummel, Gwen Blockstill, Martin Herrera and Mats Snell round out the 24 finishes. Lap 7, we lost Sim Van Vliet and Felipe Falk. And on the opening lap on turn 2, we lost David Dorrestein and Dominic Scheppers.